Okay, let me just get my camera set up. And I'm live. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Ace Diamond. I am the host of Matt Chat, which can be heard on Blog Talk Radio and on Spotify Podcasts, formerly known as Anchor. I am a former professional wrestling manager, ring announcer, timekeeper. I've been around the business for about 19 years. I was only involved technically for 4 years, 3.5 years. I have been hosting my podcast for 13 years now. I haven't done an episode in a while because of mental health issues, but I plan to be changing that very soon. I'm also going to be changing platforms. I'm going to be moving to Buzzsprout in the very near future. As you can probably see right behind my shoulder here, this is a hospital bed frame. I'm not in the hospital. Due to some health issues in my past, I have a hospital bed that is probably going to be a permanent thing just because it's kind of hard to get a bed in and out of my room. And also to keep the health issues from cropping back up. I pretty much, the hospital bed is the best bet for me. Is the best scenario for me. So that's why you see the hospital bed rail. But I wanted to come on here because I haven't done one of these in a very long time. And over the last year or so, I've noticed some people who have made some disparaging remarks about me. They will use this channel to disparage me, whether it be my looks or what have you. Generally my looks, because I'm fat. I'm what most people consider stereotypical IWC guy. I'm fat. That's one of the health issues. I'm working on that. But people should not be bashed because of that. And the people who do bash me, I don't see them posting pictures or videos of themselves. At least I'll do it. I don't care. But what I'm really on here for is to talk about professional wrestling. Now, like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these. And since I've done a Matt Chat episode. And I just want to come on and say, I think WWE is in a much better place. AEW, they're faltering to me, in my opinion. Um, they really need to work better. I mean, right now they're doing better than they've done in 6 months, in my opinion. The storylines, the faction wars, which were a highlight of the WWE Attitude Era, which so many people seem to think is the greatest era in professional wrestling. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't necessarily disagree with that. There are some great things that came out of the Attitude Era. There are some shit that came out of the Attitude Era. I think right now AEW is trying to recreate the Attitude Era, which I think is kind of past its expiration date. I think they need to do something different. They need to do something original, not try to recreate something from the past. Which, if anybody saw the Collision logo, I mean, come on. It is the Nitro logo, basically. I don't know if AEW had all the control over that, or if TNT or Warner Brothers Discovery had some saying that, but come on. That logo is a direct ripoff of the WCW Nitro logo. And WCW Nitro was not that successful. Let's be real. I personally loved Nitro. I was one of those people who would flip back and forth, catch as much of both Raw and Nitro as humanly possible until about 1998 when we had to cut our cable because of financial issues. So, but I digress. Night of Champions is coming up next weekend. 1 week from almost, well, no, 1 week from today. But as a matter of fact, by this time next week, Night of Champions will be in the books. Night of Champions will be over. And we will have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which will be either AJ Styles or Seth freaking Rollins. Now, I'm a huge fan of both. I've met AJ Styles on a number of occasions. Greatest guy I've ever met in wrestling that's been in WWE or any of the big companies. Nicest guy. Second, maybe only to Jimmy Wang Yang, who is also just a nice guy. Personally, I think they need to. I would rather see AJ win it and have Rollins go to SmackDown in a trade scenario, which ultimately would also send Becky Lynch to SmackDown, which personally I think that would be a good thing because after her feud with Trish is over, there's really nothing else Becky needs to do on Raw. I think Seth Rollins will win, but I think it will be. I don't think it's going to be the face versus face match that it is right now. I think the OC is going to get involved. I think the OC is going to get involved. I think the OC is going to get banned from ringside. And I think that's going to open the door for Seth Rollins to get the win because AJ will be distracted by the fact that the OC has been ejected from ringside. Now, before I talk about WWE or any big promotion, any major promotion shows, I do want to talk about a show that I will be attending next Saturday in Covington, Kentucky. It is a joint Northern Wrestling Federation PGWA promoted show, Revolution Rising 2 Queens of the Midwest. Now, there are going to be some people on this show that I've never seen in action before. Some people that I know very well. And I'm very much looking forward to this show. You've got Allison Kay and Marty Bell, collectively known as the Hex. They will each be in singles action at this event. This event is at Hits Indoor Baseball and Sportsplex, 3785 Lake Park Drive in Covington, Kentucky. If you're lucky enough to be in that area, try to make it to this show. Doors open at 6 o'clock for VIP meet and greet. Bell time is 7:30. It's going to be a very, very good show. They had one last year. It was a very good show. I was there. Yeah, I think this show could be even better than last year. Now, back to what I was saying about WWE and AEW and just wrestling in general. Wrestling in general, in my opinion, right now is hitting a boom again. The indies are on fire. Matt Cardona has branded himself as the king of the indies while dressing as Indiana Jones. I don't get that, but I don't know. Maybe it's my old age. I'm halfway joking. I'm only 43 years old. But there's a lot in wrestling that I love. There's a lot in wrestling that I don't understand. But there's nothing in wrestling that I really hate right now, except for the fans. And I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by saying that, not getting any views by bashing wrestling fans, but I am a wrestling fan, and sometimes I hate myself as a wrestling fan because wrestling fans are fickle. In the words of Daniel Bryan, we want something and want something and want something and want something. And then when we get something, we don't want it anymore. Fans wanted Roman Reigns to be heel for 5 years. Roman Reigns is the biggest heel in the business right now. I used to say it was MJF. It's Roman Reigns. I'll get to MJF on another stream because I'll be doing this a lot more often now that I can. Although honestly, and this is something else, I've also written about this on my Ko-fi page, ko-fi/Ace Diamond 1980. Read a couple of my articles. They're only $1. Roman Reigns isn't even the biggest heel in the wrestling business. He's not even the biggest heel in WWE. Paul Heyman is. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman's involvement in the Bloodline storyline, I don't think it would be much of a storyline, honestly. And it's because of that connection that Paul Heyman has to the Bloodline that makes the storyline work. Paul Heyman is the promo guy. Paul Heyman does, I would say, 80% of the talking for Roman Reigns. Although when Roman Reigns does talk, it is very effective. I will give him that. He does a hell of a job when he does cut a promo, which even 5 years ago you couldn't say. He still had trouble not stumbling over his words. But I think Paul Heyman is the glue that's holding this whole Bloodline storyline together. I think he's the best heel in professional wrestling right now. At least in a major company. With Roman Reigns number 2, MJF number 3. But, you know, like I said, this video was just really a reintroduction of this channel and myself, and to guide people towards my other ventures, which there will be others. There will be other ventures coming very soon. Mark my words on that. I'm working behind the scenes at some very, very big moves in the professional wrestling world. All behind the scenes. Nothing You're not going to see me in a wrestling ring anytime soon. My managing days are probably over. I will only say probably because I never say never. I would probably ring announce if somebody gave me a call and said, "Hey, if you can come do this, we'd really appreciate it." Of course, I can't get in the ring very well, so I'd have to do it from the floor most likely. But still, I'd probably ring announce if somebody came, and it'd have to be a little bit of that changing hands, which is very rare in this area. But I digress again. I'm rambling at this point, but I wanted to come on here, like I said, reintroduce myself. And if people want to come at me for my appearance, at least be brave enough to show your own face when you do it. I expect it to happen. I'm not blind. I'm not stupid. I'm practically blind. These aren't even strong enough for my eyes right now. Fortunately, I have an appointment next Monday to go get new glasses. So, anyway, I'm hoping to make this a weekly thing. It may be situational. We'll have to see what life decides to throw at me. Pretty much. So, anyway, like I said, I'm Ace Diamond. I want to thank you for those of you who eventually watch this video. You are what keeps me going. And I look forward to doing this again. I'll have a lot more to say. I will say I plan to do another one of these as a Revolution Rising 2 recap video. Hopefully with a special guest or two or more. So, I'm Ace Diamond. Thank you for watching this when you do, because nobody has jumped on the live stream. So, have a great day, everybody.